There's a game once in a generation that comes around, and the story is so good, the world is so beautiful, that it just envelops you into everything the game has to offer. This game is one of them. I'm Thief Mecha, and today we're going to be talking about Ghost of Tsushima. The game sets you off in Tsushima, Japan, and the Mongolian invasion is already in full force. You play as a samurai called Jin Sakai, led by his beloved uncle Lord Shimura, against the Mongolian invasion. You guys are heavily outnumbered, but you instantly get introduced to the villain of the series, which is the Khan. You know, he throws booze on people, sets people on fire, cuts their heads off, the whole thing. He's a little bit of a dick. But the whole point of the series is to actually push out the Mongolian invasion during this period of time. But that is not really the main thing that I fell in love with in this game. It's actually all the side characters. So you'll meet a variety of different side characters throughout your journey here, and all of these side characters that you meet actually start joining your cause, and they become sort of like a family to you. They all have their own individual story arcs and their own reasons for fighting, and I really love the fact that they made all the side characters in the series intertwine with the main content and the main quest of the game. It just really made the story more impactful overall. I love the fact that they did this, and it makes you feel like you have your own entourage and your own set of special people behind you to help you fight the Mongolian invasion. World content is very important for an open world game, and in this game it actually gives you the player choice of doing one of two options. If you're a story driven person, you can just concentrate on the story and the characters, and you can just go through the story like that. If you are more of a completionist and you want to explore and you want to get everything that this game has to offer, you can do that as well, but it rewards you for whatever you want to do. So if you're going through the story and you're going through the side content that you find or you're exploring, there's a bunch to do, and everything that you do, you're rewarded for it. So I was never doing something for the sake of doing it, and I think that's very important because it doesn't feel like a chore. Like if you find this hot spring, it'll give you a maximum health boost. If you find these shrines, you'll get rewarded with a charm, which will give you a boost and or a stat bonus of how you play the game, and it'll open up new doorways of how you approach situations. If you find these fox dens, you follow this fox to an Inari shrine, and then it gives you a boost in charm power. You find these really scenic places around the world that you literally sit there and write haiku, and when you're done writing the haiku, it turns into a headband that you could physically wear on your character. You'll find these pillars of honor that you'll find these unique skins for your katana and kanto blade that you can't find anywhere else in the game. So I think Sucker Punch really understands that rewarding players for doing side content is a plus, and making it rewarding for every type of player. So if you're going to be going through the story, you're going to be rewarded by doing so. If you're going to be a completionist, you are going to be rewarded for doing so, and it'll open up more options for you later on in the game. So it makes you feel like you actually want to do this content, and I think it's an excellent way to motivate players to do everything that the game has to offer. Customization is important in every game, and in this game I think they did a very good job of giving you enough options to make Jin, the main character, look the way you want him to look. There is a variety of different ways to customize your character, and let's start off with the helmet. So you'll start off with the headgear, which is going to be hats, headbands, helmets, and then you're going to have different types of facial gear, which is going to be face masks, bandanas, a half mask that covers portion of your face, and you're going to be picking them up based off of the armor sets that you have, and then also, you know, pretty much acquiring them from merchants. Gifts that are given to you throughout your journey, you're going to be acquiring those. and then you have the armor sets themselves. So you're going to acquire a whole bunch of different armor sets through your journey here. The armor sets are awesome because when you get them, they're at their initial stage. So when you upgrade them, it's actually going to change the way the armor looks, and it gives you incentive to upgrade your armor, get that better stat, but also making it look different. Now, not only do you have those varieties for your character themselves, but you also have color dyes. So these merchants are around the world that will hold a variety of different armor dyes for every single set of armor that you have. It'll also have color dyes for your short bow and long bow. And then if you want to customize your katana and kanto blade, you'll be using these skins that you actually acquire as you explore the world. And then there's also ones that the merchants hold that you can actually purchase. So there's a bunch of different varieties here and enough color changes and enough armor sets that will really give you the unique look that you want for your character. And I think that's very important here. And the fact that some of them are only acquired by exploring the world gives you incentive to go out and find those. Also, going and doing these legendary side quests that pop up throughout the world will give you legendary sets of armor. And then these sets of armor will definitely worth it to get because they have their own unique signatures. They have your own unique stats for these specific legendary pieces. And it's definitely the mix match of the headgear, the armor, the color of them. The only thing that you can't customize really is the headband gear and the face masks. So anything that you get for, like, if you do a haiku and you get a headband or you purchase one or you acquire one, you can't really change the color of that, but there's going to be such a variety of them that you pick up that there's going to be one or two or three of them that are going to be matching with the armor that you want, with the color that you want. So mix matching those and making sure that you do the side content so that you can get that extra customization is definitely key here. But not only do you get to customize your character, but you also get to customize the saddle of your horse. So there is a consumable or a collectible in the game that are clan flags, and then if you collect enough of them, you can hand them into a specific vendor, and he gives you a different type of saddle for your horse. So there's anything that you do, anything you collect is going to be geared towards the customization of your character. So some of the sets that you get, the armor sets, are going to be through the main quest. Some of them are going to be through legendary side quests. But overall, you're going to have a variety of different armor sets that you can use, and you don't need to use the helmet with that with that armor set. You can use a straw hat with it, or you can use a headband with it. You get to choose how unique your character looks, and I really do appreciate the customization that it has in the game because there's enough variety there to keep you entertained throughout the main campaign. And then after the campaign ends, they give you another variation of customization for the armor piece that you currently are wearing. So it's definitely an incentive here. It gives you plenty enough options to customize Jin the way you see fit. Not only that, you can customize your horse's saddle. It's just little small things like that do add up, and I think the customization, if it wasn't there in this game, the game wouldn't be as good as it is. Combat. It is absolutely a blast in this game. There is so much going on and you have to multitask like crazy. There are standoffs, there are chain assassinations, there are a ton of different enemy varieties here using a whole bunch of different types of weapons. And how the combat works is that it's kind of stance based. So you start off with one stance and then it opens up to multiple stances as you go through the game. I think you'll have 4 of them against different types of enemies, and since you're battling some of them all at once, you're going to have to be switching stances on a consistent basis. Not only that, you're going to have to use your kunai and your ghost abilities, ghost weapons like kunai and smoke bombs to your advantage on this because you're so heavily outnumbered. You'll start getting used to the combat pretty quick in this game, and they kind of ease you into it with just a couple of abilities, and then as you you go through the story, it'll give you more and more to unlock, but the more you unlock and the more you go through the story, the more enemy varieties are going to be heading your way as well. So you constantly have to adapt. It is one of the best combat systems I've ever played inside a game. And let me tell you, I really love and appreciate the realistic tone to it. Like, if you shoot somebody in the head with an arrow, they die. You don't have to, if you shoot the same guy in the head with an arrow and the guy's wearing a helmet, it'll deflect off the helmet. If you assassinate somebody from behind with a kanto knife, well, they die. And that's the best part about this. There's some realistic tone to this, so you don't have to hit the enemy 100 times for them to die. If your katana is upgraded, if your kanto knife is upgraded, and you start upgrading your bow, there's a whole bunch of different enemy varieties that you can take down in different ways. And by having more damage for this, it's going to be easier for you to cut through enemies. And let me tell you, it is probably the main focus of this game. It's very challenging, but at the same time, when you unlock more and you kind of find your groove and find stances that you like against certain enemies, you're going to be cutting them up like butter. A couple honorable mentions in this game that I wanted to really point out here is how cinematic the actual game is. It's definitely inspired by cinema, and somebody who really loves film, I really did appreciate that. And number two, which is probably the biggest honorable mention, is the fast travel in this game. Anywhere that you've ever been in the side of this game, anywhere that you've discovered and you haven't even completed it yet, any point on the map you can actually fast travel to. And I think more games should adopt this type of practice. Instead of having one or two different types of fast travel points, you can literally fast travel to anywhere that is a point on the map. I really appreciated that. But not only that, the fast travel is actually fast travel. When you click somewhere to load in, it takes maybe 10 seconds for the game to load you in that one area. Where you're playing Assassin's Creed and other games and Destiny, and it takes literally 3 to 4 minutes to load into whatever you need to be in. And it's just a cumbersome thing, and to see the fast travel this fast and the game load this quickly, it's just absolutely impressive. So Sucker Punch did an absolute great job with this, with the fast travel, the cinematic qualities of the story, and those are a couple of mentions that I wanted to shoot out there. Overall, if you guys have a PlayStation 4, you need to go out and buy this game. It's absolutely worth it, from the combat to the cinematic quality of the story to the graphics to the customization. There's so many things that are so good about this game, and it makes it almost a perfect game in my eyes. My score is a 9.5 out of 10, and let me tell you, it's really close to perfect, and there's not much more I would change. So that's it for me, guys. If you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe below, and I will catch you next time.